What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, we need to have a little bit of a look at a winning black Digimon deck that was shared by Tomato5963 Beppu over on Twitter, brought to my attention by the lovely folks at the Ensan Gaming channel. And what's really interesting here is that it is a winning deck that is built largely around the promo BlackWarGreymon, which, if anyone's forgotten, has been confirmed as one of the cards which is going to be found in the dash packs for BT4, our third set, which is going to be coming out in May. So it's kind of cool and kind of weird, and seems like the kind of deck that I want to have a good old look at and share with you lovely ladies and gentlemen. It is also, of course, worth pointing out that the Black Starter deck is out now, so this will also be showing us which of the cards in the Black Starter deck are seeing a little bit of play and a little bit of love. And straight off the bat, one of them is the Digitama from the starter deck. It is Shingreymon. Now, we got a 4-1 split of Digitama, and this is the one. There's only one copy, but while this Digimon has blocker and a bunch of the cards will, it's black, this Digimon gains 1,000 power. Funnily enough, the other Digitama, Digi-Egg we see here is Shingreymon, the one that we've already had. And if this Digimon has reboot, it gains 1,000 power. And I mean, the general rule here is, right, if we're playing 4 of the Digimon that gives a bonus to reboot and 1 of the Digimon that gives a bonus to blocker, we probably got more reboot here than we do have blocker. And moving straight into the level 3s, you probably won't be surprised to find out that we got a playset of Toy Agumon, because Toy Agumon has got that inheritable skill that gives reboot to one of your Digimon, and obviously does form a phenomenal combo with the Shingreymon we just saw. So that's going to give you reboot. I should mention reboot makes you active on your opponent's active phase, which means that you can either make yourself active after attacking to block, or you can make yourself active after attacking so your opponent can't attack you, because the rule is you can only attack suspended Digimon, not unsuspended Digimon. But hey, while we're talking Toy Agumon, how about we talk about Toy Agumon? Yeah, that's right. The other Toy Agumon, which was incidentally in the starter deck. At the end of your opponent's turn, if they didn't attack at all, you get to draw 1. It's not always going to work. Sometimes they're going to attack, but it's free draw, so it's probably something you should at least be looking into. Now, Shingreymon here is another fun one. That one came out in BT4. It's got an inheritable skill that reads, when this card is trashed because of Digiburst, return it to your hand. So we're clearly going to be playing a Digiburst deck here. This is one of those ones, and we've seen them for, I think, half of the colours so far. The other half will be coming. And the deal essentially is that if you Digiburst, you discard your Digivolution sources, but if the one you discard is Shingreymon, it goes straight back to your hand, and you're good to go. The other level 4 that we do see coming in here as a lovely free of is that Gotsumon, and that is just your blocker. It's a level 3 blocker. 0 cost to Digivolve into, free cost to play normally is fine, but it's a free to evolve into blocker. It's great. You don't see many level 3 blockers, so when you've got the option of level 3 blockers, it's something you need to take a little bit seriously. So we will, thank you very much. Moving over into level 4s here, we've got a level 4 that we tend to see in like all the black decks because you kind of have to, right? Be kind of weird if we didn't. It's Numamon! It's a 1 cost to Digivolve. It's also a free cost to play normally, which is what you expect from a level 3, not a level 4, so it's actually cheap to play normally, but make no mistake about it, this is a cheap to Digivolve Digimon. We're moving up into our level 6s. This will do the trick very nicely indeed. We also see a playset of a more vanilla-y Digimon here. It's Tankmon! And again, it's a 1 cost to Digivolve. Now, weirdly, it is actually double the cost of Numamon to evolve into, which seems a little bit over the top. But basically here, we've just got a Digimon which costs 1 to Digivolve. And that's a theme, right? We've got 12 level 4s in the deck, and we've basically got 8 of them that are vanilla and are 1 cost to Digivolve. What are the other 4? Well, they're not vanilla, but they are 1 cost to Digivolve. We are talking about the Dark Tyrannomon from the starter deck. So yes, just like we saw with green the other day, the black starter deck does have a bunch of cards that are going to see play. But this is your blocker. And we're seeing these, we've seen them in all the second run of starter decks. Some of the other colours have had them in BT4. It's happening all over the place. 1 cost to Digivolve blocker. Now, yes, you have to give up 2 memory when you attack, so don't attack. But the fact of the matter is, it's a blocker that is 1 cost to Digivolve. Gotta do it, ladies and gentlemen. You've absolutely got to do it. And then we've got 12 level 4s, and all of them only cost 1 memory to Digivolve, which gets pretty gosh darned exciting. Now, moving over into the level 5s, we've got another one of the Digimon which we've actually already had here, which is rather nice. It is Andromon, and it's another one of those ones that's got blocker. Yeah, I know I said we probably have more reboot than blocker, but it's black, right? You're gonna see a bunch of blockers. It's gonna be the thing. And that's it. That's what Andromon does. Andromon has blocker. It's not particularly cheap. It's not particularly powerful. There's nothing else about the card which is particularly special, but it's a level 5 with blocker. And we've already seen we got a level 3 with blocker and we got a level 4 with blocker, so seems kind of rude to not have a level 5 that also has blocker. The other one we see here is the Gogmamon, one of the new ones that came around in BT4 Great Legend. And now we're getting into the Digiburst, because this is a Digiburst deck. Digiburst 1, trash and evolution source from this Digimon. Give one of your Digimon 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. But remember, there's no rule that says you can only Digiburst once per Digimon per turn. You don't have to suspend it or anything like that. So you can essentially evolve into Gogmamon, Digiburst away all your evolution sources, and then go and evolve up into a level 6. Although again, you might not want to Digiburst, say, Toyagamon as an example, because Toyagamon gives you reboot, which is kind of huge. And it's worth noting when you do Digivolve from Gogmamon, you do get an extra 1,000 power on everybody's turn. So when you're being attacked on your opponent's turn, or when you're attacking on yours, which is pretty gosh darned awesome. Now moving into the level 6s, we do have High Andromon here, who's not terribly exciting. It is your generic vanilla level 6, 10 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve, both very cheap. 12,000 power, quite high. We've seen them in all the colours, they're pretty good cards. But then we see the lovely BlackWarGreymon starter deck promo. Remember, in Japan, these were given out. When you bought 2 packs or 2 starter decks, you would be given 1 pack that had 2 copies of one of them in. So you would never get 1 BlackWarGreymon or 1 BlackWarGreymon and 1 other. You would get 2 of this, or you'd get 2 Grankuwagamon or 2 Metal Garurumon. Somewhat interestingly, the lovely Antoine Boulet did go and hook us up with 2 of the free starter deck promos over in Japan that were picked up for a fairly cheap price. This is the only one that Antoine wasn't able to pick up cheaply and easily. Just an interesting little note as we move forward. This might be a way better card than some people are giving it credit for. What does it actually do? Well, it's got Digiburst 2, discard 2 Digivolution sources, to unsuspend this Digimon. Bearing in mind it may well have reboot from Toyagamon, so you're going to be able to just it's just not ever going to be suspended. You keep on suspending on your turn, then you reboot on your opponents, and it's not a particularly special Digimon outside of that. The 11-free, 11,000 power stat line is pretty much it is the average for a level 6. But you're constantly making yourself active. Now, to be fair, Digiburst 2 on a level 6 can only be used twice. Digibursting your level 2 and 3, your 4 and 5. And if you do it twice, you then won't have reboots. You will have to have gotten rid of all your Digivolution sources. But it basically equates to 2 extra attacks during the game. That's kind of huge. Like, game-winning huge. And then as we move over into level 7s, there is a level 7 here, which is rather nice. You know, we've got level 7s all over the place nowadays. Got quite a few of them running around. This one specifically, we are talking about Omnimon Alter S. Yep, that one. I mean, Omnimon sees a whole bunch of play, right? Alter S does as well. When you Digivolve, you de-Digivolve one each of your opponent's Digimon. That is to say, you discard the top evolution source from all of them. And then any of them that at that point have a power of 5,000 or less all get deleted. Which, I'm going to be honest with you, right, that skill as a whole is kind of over-the-top cuckoo bananas brilliant. It really is a ridiculous skill. But then you've also got that you can return a level 6 Digimon from your Digivolution sources to your hand. And then for the remainder of that turn, you can't be blocked. Which is kind of nuts. So yeah, I think it's fair to say that this is a pretty good one. You're only playing it as a 2-of in a game with little draw and search, so it's not going to come out every game. It's mostly Hyandramon / BlackWarGreymon, but it's a nice one when it works. Now this is also the rare deck that actually has tamers and options. We've seen a bunch of deck lists on this channel recently, and we rarely see both. But there we go. Izzy Azumi came around in BT4 at the start of your turn. If you've got 2 or less memory, it goes to free. And when you play, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. If all of them are black, you gain a memory and put them back on the top of your deck in whatever order you like. So you basically play it as a free cost. It makes sure that you never start the turn with fewer than 3 memory. Oh yeah! And it lets you rearrange the top 3 cards of your deck, which is consistency in a game that I've already told you has little search and little draw, which is awesome. In terms of option cards here, we've got 2 copies of Final Zubagon Punch. It is a 2-cost card that gives you an extra 3,000 power. And then if you've got 16,000 power or more, you get Blocker and Reboot and Security Attack +1 until the end of your opponent's next turn. But bear in mind there is a great combo to be made here with BlackWarGreymon. Now I know you don't actually have 13,000 power, so this won't put you up to 16. But if you use Gogmamon's Digiburst, you'll go up to 13. Then this card will put you up to 16. And then you've got a Digimon which has Reboot and Blocker and Security Attack +1, oh yeah, and can unsuspend itself twice. And that's the combo you're going for here. If you can use Gogmamon to put BlackWarGreymon up to 13,000 power, or just put it up any other way, and then play this, and you've still got your 2 Digibursts to unsuspend it, you're going to essentially have 3 attacks, each of which has Security Attack +1 in one turn. And a lot of the time, you know, if you've got rid of a single security card from your opponent beforehand, that'll end the game. Like, literally end the game. First attack takes away Security 2 and 3. Second attack takes away 4 or 5. You use your second Digiburst skill, you're unsuspended, you attack, you win the game. I don't know how often it's going to work with only 2 copies of this card in the deck, but it's going to be fun when it does. The other one we've got here is the 5-cost card Genocide Attack. Lovely name there. Which just deletes one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 7 or less. But as a security card, it does the same thing. So you can pay the 5 memory to play it, and sometimes it will absolutely be worth it. It will choke your opponent's setup and lead you to win. But a lot of the time, you're probably hoping it's going to come out as a security card to get that free deletion, which is blatantly the more fun way to do it. This is another one of those decks that I am really excited to actually go and have a play with. The fact that the promo BlackWarGreymon is the focus of a deck which is doing very well and winning tournaments makes me very happy indeed. It's not the D-Brigade deck that I want to make from Black, but it certainly seems to be one that we need to start paying a lot of attention to. And to quickly go back to the Digitama, remember that although lots of your Digimon do have Blocker, when you get up to your level 6s, they're generally not going to have blocker, but they may well have evolved from Toy Agamon and have reboot, which is why we end up seeing more of the Digitarmor that gives bonuses to rebooters, even though we've got more blockers in the deck. So I'm a fan of this deck, and that's what I think about it, but I'd really like to know what you think about it. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy. That's where we talk Digimon and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.